Oh, hey, Soto won the Derby. So, where's he going? Let's just get
Go
into
Cubs, go!
the next topic. Where's he going?
Please.
I would love to see him in
Yeah, I,
Chicago.
I can't believe like I've heard people that were like, oh, I can't believe he turned down that contract. It was less than 30 million
Yeah,
this
Yeah,
it's,
year.
it's like
the numbers were, yeah, it's like,
3. The problem is
yeah.
it's
Like
at length. The length is
I
absurd.
right, but the thing for him is he can go somewhere and get 10 years, 360 million. You know,
Or more.
right?
I think he's gonna get somewhere in the neighborhood of 40
I
million,
that
especially
yeah,
if he goes to a
was
big
a
market.
bad contract for him. That was a bad contract for him. And the thing is,
It's a terrible
he could get a 10-year deal and then
sign
get
another deal.
another big
Yeah,
deal
right.
later. It's
Right?
like, why would he sign that deal? I don't know.
Yeah, if he took like a 10-year deal now, like
Uh,
in some sort of trade extension deal, you know, then that would make him like 33 or 34 by the time that 10 yeah, so he
One
could get a
one last fat ass paycheck before he goes
yeah,
retires.
and he would be getting just stupid money so early. I mean, that's so early. Which, most free agents, you're lucky if you get a free agent at like 28 or 27. You're like, "Oh, that's a good young free agent to pay some money to." Nah, this dude's just super cheap. Super early, super young. Bing bong. Sanchez is in the house. What's up, brother? How the hell are you? Get off my screen now. All right, back to the show. Oh, yeah, Soto. So where's he going, though? The contract, I agree. The length was stupid. 15 years? Come on. Who's signing that? That's fine if it's 15 years, but you better.
Mike Trout got what, 13 years or whatever shit he signed.
Yeah. Yeah, I should rephrase this. The length is absurd in proportion to the total value.
To the
They're like
yeah, that makes sense.
they're like, "Oh, it's $440 million contract." Like, "No, you idiots. It's 15 years. It's 29 million. That's not like for him that's nothing. Like that's an insult. That's an insult of a contract. Like maybe yeah, like 440 at 10 years, Washington, open up that wallet. But like if so the two big front runners I've been hearing are the Padres and the Mets. Those are the teams, and I don't know. No one knows. No one knows what it's going to cost. I've heard rumors during the Derby yesterday that Washington wants MLB ready players. They don't want 18-year-old kids. They're not. They don't want to rebuild, even though they're awful. Like they want people that are going to contribute now. They're not looking for team control and all of that. So what team in a position to win that would be taking him on is going to give up MLB ready players? Like it sounds like the Washington Nationals want to deal him to a rebuilding team, not to a contender, because a contending team's going to give you prospects. They're not going to give you their depth to get down the stretch, even if some of those guys are in AAA. Like if they have a few veteran arms stashed at AAA for in case of emergency break glass type scenario. They're not giving those guys to the Nationals where they'll be on big league club. They're not. I don't see that happening. So that makes me feel good for the Cubs, personally, based on what Washington wants. Now what that's gonna cost us, I don't know. But I don't think our front office will do it. I think they should. But I just wonder what you guys think on locations, especially because we do have a fresh brain here that's not from the Midwest. I was making white
So
Midwestern jokes before the show. We got a West Coast Asian kid who is fucking awesome, hanging out with us tonight. So what, Kenny? What do you think, buddy, about the
I
situation?
mean, if you're saying MLB ready talent, I don't know. The Giants can do it because all our guys that we would give up would be along the lines of prospects because Luciano,
Agreed.
Matos, Pomares, I could go on and on. But if you want LB Ray, the only one I can give you would be what, Joey Bart.
Right.
So
Right.
I mean,
And that's
he could always go to the A's, but nobody's gonna go watch him. But that's just me.
yeah. I mean, I don't think the A's aren't. They're not. That's silly. That's not happening. The Angels, they're not going to make a move like that. They're not in any position to compete. It doesn't
But
make
the
sense
right,
for them.
well,
The Dodgers, I'm sure the Dodgers could always, enjoy another outfielder. especially with Cody Bellinger, man. That guy goes from MVP to nothing. And
Dude,
they didn't even
nothing.
take his spider tack away. I don't know what happened to that guy.
The real
He's
question is,
bad.
how much are they going to want? Like, who can really deliver a package
Right.
that they'll want for Soto? Soto's. I
Right.
mean, you're taking a top 5 MLB talent there. That's pretty fucking expensive.
It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. I think it's going to be wilder than my imagination, and my imagination's pretty wild because of how highly I think of Juan Soto. I firmly believe that when his career is over, he will be talked about as one of the greatest hitters of all time. I mean, I just now, and I say that now, and he's 23 right now, 24.
I don't think the Cubs have the
He's
talent.
younger. Hey, so here's this. So this was a fun fact from yesterday. He's younger. Juan Soto is younger than 12 players from the Futures game on Saturday.
Can't
Pretty crazy.
Think about that. Now tell me that you're not willing to pony up for that guy. Fucking make a move, Chicago. Let's go. Let's go. You
There's
gotta
only
do
a
it.
handful of teams with that kind of money.
I don't think we
And-
have talent to deal for it, dude.
We could clean house. It's going to cost you Hap and it's going to cost you Contreras, but I'm willing to do that because we're not willing to win.
I don't think they value Contreras that high because he's only a fucking 2-month rental.
Well,
It'd be
I don't know.
tough. Dude.
then the kicker, the other biggest kicker with the Soto thing is he doesn't have to sign an extension either.
Right.
So he could only be, I think he has like a year and a half left of team control. I think after 23. That would be, no, maybe it's 25. It's 7 years, right? For free agent. When is Soto free agent? He came in 18.
Side note: Stanton just hit a massive home run to tie the game.
Yep, 2-2 All-Star game, top 4. After 2024.
Versus Tony Gonsolin.
So yeah, he's got 2.5 years.
These fucking these young guys, these young stud pitchers, dude, going in there and getting worked.
Yep.
Oh,
They
Oh, Buxton, back to back. Was
I'm
it
just
back
saying,
to back? Yep.
yeah, it was back to back. When Dodger pitchers allow home runs, I'm happy. That's all I gotta say.
3-2 American League. Just like that, all is right in the world. I'm a National League guy, but the American League always wins.
That's what's going to be really interesting when we get to talking about some awards and shit. Is who it's all about second half. It's all about second half. And like so like there's some young guys right now that are like pushing for these awards. Are they going to be able to carry into that second half and produce that second half?
And half of the guys, not half, but probably a quarter or better of the all-star players are going to have terrible second halves. You see it every year. You never know who it's going to be, but there's going to be a bunch of guys that just fall off the second half. And you don't want it to happen, but it happens. Like I said it last year. I said Ohtani's doing too much. And yeah, he ended up winning everything and yada, yada, yada. But he had a terrible second half last year.
Yeah.
It was awful. But he did the Derby. And I mean, I bought my ticket in hopes of specifically catching a home run ball from him. And the closest I got was an opposite field Salvador Perez ball, which a kid a few rows in front of me caught. And cool enough for him, it was actually signed by Salvador Perez. And I don't know if they did that again this year.
They
They
did.
did? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, it was badass. And it was a young kid, so it was the coolest thing I saw the whole day. He caught it, and then he pulls it out of his glove. He shows his dad, and he moves it around in his hand, and it was signed. He's like, "It's signed!" And he like started freaking out. It was fucking cool. I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome," because we had no idea that that's how it was going to be. It was just some random baseballs, and you didn't even know they were going to get hit necessarily. You know, who knows which ones? I doubt they signed every ball. Like, hey, we have 300 baseballs to throw to you tonight. Can you sign them real quick? So that was really cool. And like I said, the Derby was super cool in person. The TV thing's awful. Juan Soto, we don't know. Sanchez says he's going to the Mets, but Sanchez, who are you guys going to give up?
That's the thing. It's
That's
who.
and what contender's giving it up? And
Oh man.
the kicker for the Mets though is if they do give some things up, they're supposed to be getting that DeGrom guy back. That's horrifying. If you're in the National League East, you should be shitting your pants right now.
They trade Jeff McNeil, right?
He's a flying squirrel, man. I don't know how you trade that. You don't get those every day unless you go to Richmond.
And
You know?
trading for Juan Soto. So, I mean, that's the thing.
Sure.
Like,
No. I get
they
it.
have that.
Jeff McNeil's a fantastic ball player, though.
Yeah.
No
yeah.
hobby love at all. So hobby card people will never understand. But if you don't watch baseball, which a lot of card people don't, Jeff McNeil's fucking good at baseball. So there's that. So,
But would the Nationals deal in division though? That's a
I don't
question
think
that would
I don't
come up.
think it matters to them. I think they're at the point where I don't really know what they're thinking. You know, they lost Strasburg for the rest of the year. I think that came out today or yesterday. Strasburg's probably done. They signed Patrick Corbin after the World Series, and he's been terrible. They let Rendon walk, which was really smart. You know, so it's just wild to see how that team's just disappeared in such a short amount of time. And I don't know what they're going to do. But I think it's very likely to expect a good mix, and by good I mean 2 or more, of big league talent and respectable prospects. So like I think it's gonna be one hell of a package, and it sounds like it's going to happen. Every outlet's assuming he gets dealt before the deadline, and it's such a wild story this year because he has 2 more years. You know, this shouldn't be a conversation until 2024 trade deadline. Like, okay, we're going to lose Juan Soto if we don't trade him because he's not going to sign with us. If you're the Nationals, that's what you got to be thinking. Or the Nationals are like, we want to sign you now because we want you locked up at this early age. You know, the thing I was talking about earlier, we were all talking about they could get a good deal, you know, and he could get potentially another contract on the backside of it. But